Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream is finally out, but because your boy has absolutely no patience and doesn't understand what money actually is, I decided to get the Big Dick Edition, which allowed me to play it for 3 days prior to the release. So this video isn't exactly a review, at least not yet. It's more so my first impressions with the first 15 hours or so of me playing the game. With that being said, I'm Joe, and we're going to talk about Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream. Okay, so before anything, I do kind of want to talk about the fact that this game a couple weeks ago did actually have an open beta. Now, I wasn't really excited for this game when it was announced, especially because it was announced at a Nintendo Direct of all things. But when it was announced, I at least made a mental note of it. Cut to a couple months later, and I saw the beta was out. I decided to download it on Steam, and I jumped in. Unfortunately, I have to say, I had quite a good time. I was playing as Len, the little pink lolly girl with a submachine gun that she calls Peach on in there, and I was kind of in love with it. Now, I preface that because I do think it is an important point, which I will get to later in the video, but I just needed you guys to know I did play the beta, and I liked what I played so much that I decided to put myself in debt for it. Mind you, Sparking Zero comes out in a couple of days. With that out of the way, though, let's talk about the good. First off, 21 characters, at least at launch. All of these characters are cool. I have zero complaints with any of them. I will say maybe there's some that aren't as cool as others, but all of them are fun to play, all of them are unique, and I think that's one of the game's biggest selling points, especially for me. I want to say a good 60% of these characters play completely different from each other. Sure, you have a couple that are just like, swing swords, use your special, but some are super interesting, especially the Gun Gale Online characters that use guns. Yeah, you're just straight up trick-shotting on wolves, or you would be, unless you're like me, who I just fucking can't make a shot for my life with any of these characters. Again, except for Len, because she's absolutely the best. But with so many characters and such a variety of gameplay, I will say it keeps your attention for a pretty long time. Only downside to this is you do unlock them slowly via the story mode, which brings me to my next point. That's right, this game has a single player story. Whether or not you're going to find the story interesting isn't really for me to say. I don't really care. I just like playing video games for the game stuff. I will say though, the cutscenes that are at least animated, not these fucking stupid boring talking head ones, look really, really cool. And when I wasn't skipping major plot details to hurry up and get to the gameplay, I was at least somewhat enjoying what I was seeing. However, like I mentioned previously, you do gotta play the story to unlock the characters, and unfortunately, you will not have all the characters until the very end of the campaign. That's right, you unlock the last character at the final stretch of the game. Granted, she's kind of ass unless you like support, so it doesn't really matter too much, but I just thought I should bring that up. The next thing I want to talk about is the customization. Yes, this game does not have a create a character, but for every character in the game, you could customize a myriad of things, from their headwear to their outfit to their weapons, skins, you get all the basic stuff. And while I will say it is pretty much like face value things, man, it's fun. They even have a season pass that you can partake in just by doing daily challenges, which will get you tickets to unlock really cool things. Or if you're like me and just don't care about $30, you may drop a couple, you know what I'm saying? Get a couple boom, and then Asuna's in a bathing suit. Don't do that though, seriously, that's really cringe. But with the appearance items, as well as the pickups that you get from actual in-game missions, it's all about making yourself look cool and watching those numbers go up. And that's pretty much all the good. Now let's talk about the stuff that I didn't quite enjoy so much. First off, the combat. It gets absolutely repetitive once you're 15 to 20 hours in. Look, like I said, I was a big fan of the gameplay. I thought it was pretty standard by the numbers stuff, but it was really cool testing each character's gimmick and going on the field and just fuck shit up. However, when you're fighting lizards at level 1, you're like, cool, this is kind of fun, I'm fighting lizards. But then you're like level 30 and you're still fighting the same lizards, and somehow they're just as strong as you. It just doesn't feel good. I mean, holy shit, I'm like towards the end of the game and I'm fighting fucking scorpions. These are not endgame enemies. I saw them within the first 30 minutes of the game. Why am I still fighting these things? And I mean, it's so bad because even when you take the bosses into account, you are going to be seeing the same enemies recycled and recycled and recycled and recycled. And if you thought me saying recycled was repetitive, wait until you're fucking 20 hours in and you're seeing these goddamn little robot things that heal things. You just finished killing a fucking Skull Reaper, but you can't kill this thing in one hit? It's ridiculous. Okay, other than that, some other bad things are the maps. The later maps in the game are just kind of ass, I'm sorry. And the game got me with this one because it really led with its best foot forward. That first map, which I believe is the Alfheim Online map, is wonderful. It looks beautiful in the engine. It is kind of open world. Depending on if you're using flying characters, you could go fly around. It is just really, really nice. Super pretty, super fun. Then you get to the Gundale Online one. It's a big, vast desert. Sure, little more boring. I mean, unless you like deserts, this might be for you. But for me personally, a little more boring. But fine, whatever. Like, it's open. It's just as fun, I guess. Then you start getting these fucking hallways. And man, there are so many hallways. You got this Metal Gear Solid ass hallway. You got this now you're in a forest hallway. You got this other Metal Gear Solid hallway. It gets super duper repetitive. And there are still some really cool maps. You have this one lava one that's pretty fun. You have another one that's I don't know, honestly. It got really, really repetitive. And I guess that's kind of my takeaway from this point is a lot of this is super repetitive when you're playing it for multiple hours. That first couple hours, you're gonna love this game. I really think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. The quality is there, the gameplay is there, everything's working, feeling good, you're having a great time. Come 10 hours later though, it's the same shit. The numbers are higher, but everything else is stronger too, so you don't really feel that strength. But that's because this is built to be a multiplayer game, a live service game, if you will. A game that is going to last for a really long time, or at least until the player base dies in a couple weeks. And here comes my biggest problem thus far. This single player is definitely, absolutely, 120% an afterthought. Now, yes, this was made to mainly be a multiplayer game, and I respect that, and I think it does it pretty damn well. However, when you have all these modes and they're exclusively multiplayer, some of which make no sense, like for instance, the free roam mode, why is this multiplayer only? I would love to be able to pick my character, run around an open map for about an hour and just do random ass challenges and get random ass rewards, right? I think that sounds so fun. However, for no apparent reason, and maybe there is one, I don't know, I don't make games, but for no apparent reason other than the fact that they just thought it shouldn't be, it is not available for single player. So if you have no Wi-Fi, this game is essentially dead. It is just the single player campaign. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that campaign is not that fun to play through, especially not if you did it once already. I'm a completionist at heart. I love doing extra challenges and making sure I get that big 100% at the end of the game. I do not think I'll be playing the single player to get S ranked across the board. It is just not worth it to me. But again, all of that stuff really is my opinion, and this is my first impressions. I am still playing through the game. I will be uploading a couple of videos of me playing through it with my friends here on this channel, so look forward to that. And within the next couple of days, I will be dropping my big final review. For now though, I just wanted to give my thoughts on it now that the game is officially released, and I kind of want to see what you guys think of it. So if any of you guys got the game, whether you got it early, whether you got it now, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have the same problems with it as me, or am I just a big baby? Also, I will say maybe I hate it right now because I spent a lot of money and I'm only 15 hours in and I'm getting kind of burnt out, and that's on me. But I mean, Asura's in a swimsuit now, so that's cool. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Love you all, and goodbye.